Morning, guys. Beautiful day. This is Miss Megan's Cobalt, and it's brand new. It's in '09, but we're having some paint peeling trouble. Partially because we live in the Maritimes, where there's so much salt and corruption on the road, and partly because it looks like paint's not bonding real well. But I'm not an expert on paint anyway, so we're gonna just try to get that protected. So we're gonna sand it a little. We're not gonna get all that rust off. We're just gonna surface sand it, put a rust converting primer, and then some rubberized rocker guard, and then we'll see what she says. So I'll take you guys along to watch. Just to make things easier on myself. Newspaper up on it. Keep any overspray and corruption from getting to it. Yeah, that'll work. Now, the reason I masked to the edge of the door is I'm going to want to open the door still to mask. Or, sorry, not to mask, but to paint the inside of the bottom of the door. So that's why I've got that line there. I actually just borrowed the neighbor's flyers. The neighbor wasn't home. Somebody delivered his flyers, and I got to him first. That's little piece to hold her up in place. Give yourself definitely a bit of overlap. Okay. Right now we're just trying to secure it, and then we'll seal it. There. Not great tape. Here. Straighten it out a bit if you want to. Avoid some greasy. Expert. Well, guys, I can read the flyers or even do the crossword puzzle. But here's something I did not expect. Two things I did not expect. One, this piece of trim here is glued on, or double-sided tape. And two, there's a lot more of this under here. So I didn't like that, but whatever. We're doing it. Doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be better, right? So I'll get back at her and I'll show you once I'm done a little more masking. Alright guys, well, I've got the bottoms of the doors masked, the inside of the car, as you can see, and now it's time to start sanding it. I'm not overly pleased with the quality of the tape. It's not sticking like I hoped it would, so I'll have to double check that before I start. So I'm gonna get some sandpaper now and start scuffing off that rust. Alright, so really I'm using a 60 because all I need to do is get the flaky stuff off. Wow. Just coming off a lot more than I thought it would. As you can see, maybe you guys can see, I don't know if the sun's working, but there's places you see where it's just not bonded, as well as places where there's rust. So I'm going to pull these little plastic clips out and give her some more. And then the bottoms of the doors. The bottoms of the doors are slightly worse than that, but not bad. Alright, this is the part where it finally seems we're making progress. We're sanding down, getting all the loose crap off, and there's a great example of why we're doing this, because this sill all looked really good, but you can see all the places there's rust underneath, like here, and the places where it wasn't bonding, just the way the paint's cracking and flaking off. So that was all rusting underneath, and you don't know it until it's too late. So I'd say we caught this at a good time, and even if you don't get it perfect, at least it'll be better. Gotta go rescue my newspapers, they're blowing everywhere. Alright, now I haven't sanded everything, but I have sanded this part, wiped it down with alcohol, and I'm just gonna give it a little shot. Probably just seeing my big fat head in the way, eh? Let's try that. Alright, as you can see, there's little areas like here where you can see the crack. That's where the paint is still not bonded. See, I got my fingernail under there. So I'm going to wait for this primer to dry. It has a solvent in which will lift up some of those places where it's not bonded. Then I'll sand it again and prime it again, and that should get off all the crap and corruption. So I just did this little sill here, there's a rocker here, so you guys could see what I was doing. I'm going to continue sanding back at the rear door and the bottom of this door, and I'll show you probably when it's time to put on the rocker guard. Alright, cheers. Well, I'm not gonna lie, she's starting to look better. Just having things one color makes things look good. And I know the proper way would be to soda blast it and, you know, get it done right. Put it in a booth somewhere for lots and lots of money, but I don't have lots and lots of money, so I'm doing it this way, and maybe I'll have to do it again in a couple of years, so that's fine. I don't know if you remember the last video I did where I showed you what I did to Everett here. Everett is looking fine. He really is. And that's why I did Everett first, because he's just my work truck, right? Don't mind Everett. But because Everett turned out so good, I figured I'd try it on this car. Because to get those sandblasted or soda blasted and properly painted would be very, very costly. So not a bad way to spend a couple hours. Alright guys, well, got all the priming done, resanded, reprimed. Let's see if I can get you down in here. I'll turn you sideways for a minute. And it's already looking super sweet, just because instead of rust it's one color, right? Like, I love the way that kind of transforms it. So yeah, now we're on to the just letting that dry off a bit, flash off, get all the solvents out of it, and then we're gonna put some rocker guard on. And we're using the paintable rocker guard because in case Miss Megan ever wants to have it painted same color as the car. You can get the color match paint from Duplicolor and that sort of thing to just make it look a little less ghetto, shall we say. Sweet. Just gonna look mint. Gonna give it 2 coats, of course, but light coats are better than heavy coats to avoid runs and that. So yeah, I kind of like the way this is turning out. Let's see if I can get the shot here. Not too bad for a first coat. Beg my pardon. Alright, I consider it done. It's just time to take off the masking and have a look. There it is, guys. All the masking off. Not too bad. I just picked a line. Didn't really matter exactly where. Huh. Not too bad. That's side number 1.